Namaste everyone, I am Swarupa. At present, I am reading a book named Mandaravalli, A Veiled Vigilante, which is a fantasy fiction written by Sneha Deepthi. The text I am reading is from chapter 5. The preparations for the wedding were grand, memorable, and dazzling. On the day of my wedding, at dawn, the pious and reverberating Nadaswaram was heard. The mesmerizing aroma of numerous garlands of multicolored flowers with the softest of petals and sweetest of fragrance permeated the house. The flowers were studded with small pearls specially sewn onto them for the occasion and glorified the beauty of the garlands and leaf wrapped bouquets. All the arches were decorated with colorful pieces of glass cylinders linked by an almost invisible thread. When lights from the huge lamps fell on them, they glittered like jewels. The entire house, as well as the yard, was filled with number of guests. The children ran about the place and laughed and talked amongst themselves merrily. The elderly and youthful people poured into the house and were greeted by Mamaya enthusiastically, and they exchanged animated conversations. Hari welcomed and fluently conversed with the younger generation. All the guests were hospitably led outside into the yard where thatched roofs balanced on long bamboo sticks. They were seated around, and the cool, early morning breeze instilled an amiable mood in all the guests. Each took the initiative to exchange news with the others, seizing an interesting and juicy topics that prevented awkward pauses. Mamaya went into the kitchen where many specially hired cooks were making mouth-watering aromatic savories. A liberal amount of ghee and jaggery were poured into huge handis for preparing special sweetmeats. The thirsty guests were offered refreshments and frothing buttermilk in those hand sized clay pots of sable blackened earth brown. They gratefully gulped down the contents of the pots. They all travelled far and had journeyed for hours to reach their destination. Mamaya kept his guests entertained. He seemed to have shed his usually silent and reserved nature aside like a cloak. He was very vivacious and energetic and conversed with amazing gusto. He was an excellent host. Mamaya bustled about his expensive garments like a whirlwind attending to the necessary arrangements. Hari was just as busy. He hurried about organizing all the 101 things involved in a girl's wedding. He swept into the kitchen, discussed and personally checked all as many delicacies as possible and suggested betterments. He spoke to the workers and suggested a few additions to the Kalyana Mandapam. He held a sheet in his hand which he occasionally rolled up and unwound to check if everything was going according to the design and as per the schedule. He even requested and altered some of the Nadaswaram melodies. The whole house and yard and even the Kalyana Mandapam was washed with water mixed with diluted cow dung, which is considered as auspicious. The floors were immediately beautified by many rangoli patterns created from colored rice powder, an achievement which was performed by my sister and a number of other female relatives. I was exempted from performing that creative job, and when I jovially insisted and persisted, my aunts laughed, jesting that I could do the tiresome work without fail during Sarla's wedding.